He's in whatever. Hey, it's Sue.
And Megan in the restricted section.
And today we're doing the pasta book tag.
Yeah.
We were tagged by Amy at From the Dusty Bookshelf.
From the Dusty Bookshelf.
Ducty. Lots of ducks in there.
Okay,
no. But not from under.
No,
just
not from
the
under.
Dusty Bookshelf.
She's not
She's not a dust bunny.
No.
Anyway.
And we are also drinking... What is this?
Contact High by Four Hands Brewing Company.
Which is apparently in St. Louis.
Yeah. And this, it's an orangey, citrusy beer.
Yep, an ale with orange zest.
Yeah. And this tag was originally created by Josh from Literary Gladiators. That's a hard one to say, too.
Literary Gladiators.
Kind of a tongue twister. Maybe it's just me. Literary Gladiators.
Well, I can't say Hodgson, so I think you're fine. Or Edgar.
Yeah, but we'll go ahead and link his original video below, as well as Amy's tag video.
Truth. So the first one is Macaroni Cheese, which is the most heartfelt work you've ever read.
I chose All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. This is about... Well, it follows two different characters, a blind girl living in France, isn't it?
I think so.
And a German boy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's set during World War II, and I thought this book was really, really good. I loved the writing in this book. I thought it was beautiful.
I liked it as well,
and I thought it was really interesting because the boy becomes a Nazi, and it's just, I think... a perspective that you don't often see because you just think Nazi equals evil, essentially. But, you know, he wasn't evil by any means. He was an extremely likable character, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this book, you know, it definitely made me cry and...
all the feels.
Yeah. It was pretty heartfelt.
I chose The Shock of the Fall by Nathan Filer. We've talked about this book quite a bit.
Yeah, we've been plugging it all over the place because we love it.
We love it so much. I have a really big soft spot in my heart for any kind of mental illness because I do work in the mental health field. So I work with a lot of individuals who are really, really kick-ass individuals but have this giant hurdle to overcome. And so this book I really felt was very heartfelt, and it was from the perspective of the individual with mental illness, which was cool. Yeah, it was a really touching read. It was really simple but well written.
The next question is Spaghetti and Meatballs, a work you know inside and out. I chose the book Shop Girl by Steve Martin. This is one of the few books that I've read more than once, partly because it's quite small, so it doesn't take much time to read it. And I've also seen the movie several times as well, so I feel like this is a story that I'm pretty well acquainted with.
Super familiar with.
Yeah. So, yeah, and I love this book. One of my favorites.
I went Harry Potter, and I'm not sorry. I am not sorry. I have read the books only probably twice, but I've seen the movies countless times. I'm pretty up on my Harry Potter trivia, so.
Yeah, you're definitely more well-versed in Harry Potter than I am. I've only read the books once, and probably only seen... I've seen some of the movies more than once, but it was very far apart, so...
Those are the movies I watch when I'm, like, sick or sad.
Really?
So, yeah.
I watch, like, Shop Girl when I'm sick or sad.
Yeah. All right, the next one is Lasagna, which is a work that's filled with complex layers.
I chose the book World War Z by Max Brooks. This book is sort of a series of interviews with people who have experienced this zombie outbreak. And I thought it was complex because it shows so many different perspectives and so many different... There were so many different scenarios in here that I never would have even thought of happening.
No.
So, yeah, I really, really liked this book a lot.
Was that the book that talked about like the people in the satellites and the space stations and stuff?
I believe so.
That was crazy. Like I never would have
thought of that.
Yeah.
And there being zombies in the ocean as well, like not even being
crawling
safe
around
in the water.
Yeah.
I didn't really think of that either. And I have not seen the movie to this. I've heard it's very different.
It's super different
than the book.
And I didn't care much for it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think this might be the movie cover. I don't know. I really wanted the other
they have
edition.
the other one at Barnes & Noble now.
I know, they do now. When I bought this, they didn't.
So for this one, I chose the Southern Reach trilogy by Jeff Vandermeer. Lots and lots of layers, lots of like different realities and different, I don't want to give too much away, but lots of different perspectives, and it kind of jumps around a lot. So it's like, here's this person in real time, but then the next time it's, you know, the next chapter, it's about a different person like decades prior to the current time, and then the next chapter it's about like someone else but like over here, and so it jumps around a lot, and it's kind of, you have to be on your feet to follow it. But also, embarrassing story, I totally thought that I had finished this third one, and so I was like, oh yeah, I'll review the third one soon because I finished it already. And then I was talking to someone, my boyfriend, about it, and I was like, for the life of me, I just can't remember how that ended, and I don't know why. It's because I didn't finish it. Because I was reading it before we did Genrethon and started reading Genrethon and didn't finish this yet. So that's why it's important for me to update my Goodreads.
The next one is Stuffed Shells, and that is a work that is attention-grabbing, stuffed with goodness from start to finish. I chose another zombie book.
Yeah.
And that is Apocalypse Cow by Michael Logan. I fucking loved this book. It was just right up my alley. It's a horror comedy novel about it's a zombie outbreak that starts with cows. It starts at an abattoir, which apparently is a slaughterhouse.
I didn't know that.
I had never heard that word before I read this book,
Abattoir.
I don't think. Yeah, I guess that's what they call them in the UK, maybe? I don't know, we just call them slaughterhouses here.
Yeah.
But anyway, it starts in a abattoir, and the cows are infected with this virus, zombie virus, whatever. And the book follows 3 different main characters. One of them is the worker who was the only survivor of this abattoir disaster. Another is a reporter who's a very unsuccessful reporter.
Okay.
And she accidentally gets the inside scoop that this was like sort of an inside job and not what it was, you know, what they're reporting in the news. And a teenage boy who they just all kind of become entwined there. But it's just, and the characters are not altogether likable. They are likable, but they're definitely flawed.
Okay.
Which I really liked.
Yeah.
I like a more realistic character.
Right, an imperfect character.
Yeah, and it was just a really funny, awesome, just good to the last drop book, I thought. But it is kind of gory. Like, it's
a zombie
not
book.
only is it a zombie book, but it's also like partially set in a slaughterhouse.
Right, there's gonna be some gore.
You know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, I loved it. And I can't wait. I need to read the sequel, which is called World War Moo. But I keep getting distracted by other things.
For this one, I said The Library at Mount Char by Scott Hawkins. I don't have my physical copy because I loaned it out. But this book is attention-grabbing from start to finish because you don't know what the fuck is going on. I've described this book before as just kind of a what the fuck book. It's crazy, and the ending is even more bizarre than the rest of the story, if that's even possible, because the entire story is weird. So I thought it was great. It's about these 12 orphans who inherit this library when the man who raised them, who is called Father, he goes missing. And so they kind of they're battling for control of the library. And whoever is in control of the library has control over life and death. They can make things appear, they can create things, kind of like a god. And so it's kind of the battle royale to see who inherits it.
Cool.
But there's madness along the way. The next one is Penne Vodka, which is a work for a younger audience with an adult theme hidden inside.
I chose the book Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. This book is a young adult novel, and it definitely looks all cute and cheery on the outside, but it definitely has some pretty adult themes in it. It's about these two teenagers who are both kind of outcasts a little bit for different reasons, and they end up sort of falling in love, but they have some issues, I guess, more adult issues, or more what you'd call adult themes, I guess, issues in their lives. It's stuff that many teenagers and children have probably unfortunately had to deal with, but yeah, it's something that I thought was kind of refreshing to see in a young adult novel.
I chose The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I was really impressed with this for a young adult novel. I don't read a lot of YA, but I felt like this one was pretty mature. These two teenagers are dealing with cancer and life and death and all of this really heavy stuff, and so I felt like it was handled very gracefully, and I feel like maybe these teenagers were not super realistic.
Maybe not.
They may be a little too mature, but I was really impressed with this book.
The next one is Elbow Macaroni, and that's a work that is easy to read. For this, I chose Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas by Hunter S. Thompson. I recently read this, and the writing, it was a much quicker, easier read than I was expecting. I still really liked it, and I thought the writing was very good, but it was pretty simple, I thought.
Okay. Pretty straightforward.
And it was quite a breeze to get through, and I really liked it. It was a fun, funny, kind of fucked up book.
I've heard it's fucked up. I've never read it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I chose Alice by Christina Henry. This book is also fucked up, but in a different way. But this is just a different take on the events of Alice in Wonderland. I read this book in a day, which is why I said that it was an easy read. It was just really kind of a breeze to go through, but it was still a really good book. So, the next one is Farfalle? Bow ties?
Bow ties.
Right. Which is a work you would read to catch someone's attention.
And I think that this question was intended to, if you were trying to,
woo
flirt
someone?
with someone or woo them. So, for mine, I chose The Complete Headbanging History of Heavy Metal.
Which is a great book to draw attention to yourself or get people to leave you the fuck alone.
Right, because the cover features what appears to be a demon eating a person.
Oh my. Scandalous.
So, and it's got a naked lady on the cover too. All kinds of naked people getting eaten by serpents.
That's not what you want.
I love me some heavy metal.
You do.
I think that if I was trying to impress a dude, I might want him to know I was
that you like metal.
Into heavy metal. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I had a hard time with this question because I just read what I read, and I don't really care if it impresses you or not. I don't give a fuck. So I don't know. Satanic Bible. Fuck, I don't know.
Anton LaVey.
Shit, I don't know. I just read what I like, and if you don't like it, then fuck off. I don't know what to tell you.
Alright, the next one is Noodles.
Oh.
A long work that was a great experience to read.
Oh boy.
I chose Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. Yeah, it's pretty long. I'm not sure how long it is because this is a double bind up of that and The Hunchback of Notre Dame. So I don't really know how long Les Mis is, but it's a pretty long book, I think if I recall.
Decently long, yeah.
But yeah, it's one of my favorite books. It's very enjoyable to read. Yeah.
I chose The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet because I will talk about this book at every opportunity. It's not super, super long. It's 518 pages.
Which I did not even expect because I read it on my boyfriend's Kindle because I don't have a Kindle, but...
Yeah, I read mine on a Kindle too, and it didn't feel like 500 pages.
No. I was very surprised when she said that's how long it was. I was like,
what?
Say what?
Yeah. No, it was so fun to read that I didn't even realize that it was 500 pages long. So the next one is Lo Mein, which is your favorite work of Eastern literature or work about the East.
I chose the book Guests of the Sheik by Elizabeth Warnock Furnia. This is an ethnography of an Iraqi village. And I mean, Iraq counts as the East, right?
It's the Middle East. It counts.
East.
Yeah.
But I thought this gave a really great perspective. I mean, obviously right now there's a lot of discrimination towards Muslims.
Hate. Yeah.
And I thought this was a really good look at, you know, what an average Muslim's life would be like, and
not the extremist Muslim.
And not a terrorist.
Right.
So yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was good. A good perspective.
Good. I chose In Order to Live by Yeonmi Park. So she escapes from North Korea and finds herself in a bit of a precarious situation before finally getting to safety.
Yeah.
So I think she's sold into sex slavery at some point. And then she's finally able to escape from that and get into a more safe and better environment.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I read that one.
And the next one is Ditalini.
Yeah.
Ditalini. We're not well versed in our pastas, obviously.
No, my Italian is non-existent.
No. And this is a writer you feel is essential to a particular genre. I chose Isaac Asimov. I think he's pretty essential to sci-fi. He's got some classic works.
Absolutely. Such as
in
that
more
one.
Of the what would you call it? Like the believable like realistic sci-fi almost.
Yeah.
Like
the
these
more
are scenarios that could happen.
What if this happened? Yeah.
Like iRobot.
Yes.
That could definitely happen.
That could happen.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah. I chose. Can anyone guess who I chose? I feel like it's going to be pretty obvious. I chose George Orwell because I feel like he is pretty quintessential to the dystopian genre. Yeah. He's got 1984, he's got Animal Farm. So the next one is, what is your favorite pasta?
And I chose this pastaroni. Parmesan cheese flavor. I'm clearly a very refined and classy lady.
We're classy, it's fine.
But this is only $1 a box.
You can't beat that.
And I hate cooking.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to make and it's delicious. So pastaroni.
Pastaroni.
That's my favorite. And my boyfriend will never go eat Italian with me.
So there you go.
Because he lived in Italy for 2 years or something.
He's probably all past
and he's like, this Italian food sucks.
That's my Jeremiah impression.
It's pretty accurate.
Yeah. I'm really non-specific with this. I don't like white sauce, so really anything in red sauce is delicious. I'm really non-specific on that one. There is an Italian place here in Springfield that I eat at quite frequently called Bambino's. It's delicious. My boyfriend and I go there often.
My favorite is Darpino's.
I've never been to Darpino's.
It's delicious.
We should go.
And the last category, or
question-ish,
is Sunday night at Grandma's. And that's Who Do You Tag?
Who do you tag? We tag, That's What She Read.
And Monse.
Yes.
From Montserrat Zarzosa.
Yeah.
That's her channel name. Sorry for probably mispronouncing your name again. But yeah, we would love to see both of you ladies do this pasta tag.
Yes, absolutely. All right, let's talk about this beer.
I'm tagged high, and I think it's pretty tasty.
It is pretty tasty. It's different.
Yeah.
That orange zest is strong.
It tastes pretty hoppy to me too.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, but I think it's delicious.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
If you like hops and you like oranges.
Again, it's a bit hoppier than what I would typically drink, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. All right, so that was our pasta book tag.
We will put some links down below where you can find us elsewhere on social media if you so desire.
And if you like this video, please subscribe.
Yeah.
And thank you for watching our video.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.